I don't know. I don't know if this is working, guys. I'm just going to throw this out there. Let's do a little hand check. Oh, nice. We're supposed to have a guest on the show today, but he's kind of gone missing. I'm just going to start out my day on a rant. I am a well-traveled man. I go all over the world. I compete with athletes. I do seminars. I travel for fun. I've been to every corner of the fucking world. I've been on the Arctic Circle. It is very interesting. Of all the places I've gone, all of the cultures, all of the communities, I come back to Los Angeles, and Los Angeles has this culture and this community where these people will last minute bail on plans or ghost, unlike anywhere else. There's something about the Southern California community where these people, they're kind of just these whimsical beasts where I don't even get it. Like, it's obviously everybody's kind of jockeying for position in this culture down here where I think everybody feels like their time's more valuable than other people. And like, I don't even think they know. I don't even think they know that it's not even part of the community here to actually dedicate your time and your word to following through on something. It's so much like this everywhere I've ever gone. It's so different. Like, I could be in the Arctic fucking Circle and I'd be like, hey man, we got to meet at 4 a.m. and we got this mission going. Boom, there, no matter what. The UK, all over Europe, whatever the fuck it is, South America, Canada, New York City, the East Coast. There's a reason why when I raise children that I am 100% going back to the Northeast, because the backbone and composure of people here in California is just dog shit. If you're from California, dude, expect to get punched in the tit next time I see you. Let's be real. And Showtime is not going to show up. How you guys been? What do you guys think about my studio? I want to get some notes on this thing right here. These are just jerseys of mine that have been sitting around for such a long time. We'll just do the rundown. CrossFit Games, I didn't even have to fucking qualify. They just invited me. So if you're on the verge of getting to the CrossFit Games and you don't have one of these, you can look at mine anytime you want, pussy. That right there, it's just one of the many world titles I have in High Rocks. That right there, 75 miles and the world title for WTM, World's Toughest Mudder, 24 hours in the desert, the hardest one in history during the Arctic storm. I mean, come on, guys. Won that one too. Oh, another world title right there. Yeah, High Rocks, Manchester. No big deal. TMX, World's Hardest Mile. Yeah, your boy got that. And back there, 𝗬𝗪 the Magnificent. That's when I tricked the entire staff of Spartan Race to give me a jersey that said 𝗬𝗪 the Magnificent. They actually spent their time, money, and budget on giving me a jersey that said 𝗬𝗪 the Magnificent. 𝗬𝗪 the Magnificent. And basically, I'm letting you guys know that it's my proudest jersey. I manipulated them. Yeah, dude. It did just ship. Anybody who doesn't know this right now, Builder Sports is having a sale, 25% off because of Labor Day, the most boring holiday in the world. And we were like, we can't let this massive holiday go by with so much boredom in everyone's heart and souls. So we gave you guys 25% off of these beautiful products. And this guy right here is going to be super hydrated on Hydro, which we consider to be the #1 hydration product in the globe. In the universe, probably. There's probably countries, planets, places that don't know about Hydro. Those people are suffering. When does the U.S. get bags for Hydro? Dude, who the hell knows? It's soon. We're in the purchasing process right now. Your Showtime, by the way.
Let's go, baby.
You're a lot bigger than I thought you were going to
be. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I should have wore a pump cover. I didn't want to get embarrassed by you.
No, dude. I mean, listen, I could take mine off too, but I was just trying to be semi-professional. But you know what?
I appreciate it.
Puma, like I'll admit, I'm lucky to be sponsored by Puma, but they don't really make the best sleeveless shirts. So I've been taking my Puma shirts and just gutting them. Like you clearly took that shirt and you turned it into a sleeveless.
Yeah, 100%.
Were you a Dragon Ball Z guy when you were growing up?
Big time. That's why I train so hard.
Yeah. Dude, how crazy was it Dragon Ball Z where like they just did like weight vest work? Remember where they would be like in the spaceship chamber with like heavier gravity and those crazy weight vests?
Yeah.
Is that what we're fucking
Unreal.
up? Like, should we just have more weight vests on?
Yeah, the weighted boost, the weighted boots and wristbands and
wristbands. And then I remember he had like a jacket on though too. I remember one time he handed it to the guy and then he held it and his
like,
body collapsed immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I've been waiting for all this tech right now, and I can't believe somebody like Elon Musk or somebody hasn't come up with a gravity chamber. Train in higher gravity. It's well overdue.
My homie here has a company called 𝗬𝗏, which is a chamber that I've messed around in, and it's becoming this crazy thing. They're installing the first one in the UFC this week. It's a chamber that can take you up to Everest and back down to sea level at a faster rate than any other chamber in the world.
Oh, shit.
I'm not going to say I'm fully aware of the science. Like we've sat there and talked about it a lot, and I've experienced it a couple times. Basically, the way it shocks your system, it really like influences it like a hyper rate what you'd experience up at a normal altitude training camp. So I'm assuming based on what those guys are doing with just like oxygen influence, they could probably have something that's similar like that with gravity soon. But I'm just wondering, like, I guess if you create like a super gravity room, does that fuck up anything on the inside of your body?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, because all the the gravity we're not used to, your bones and your muscle getting crushed, but anybody ever experiencing stuff is less gravity up in space. So I don't really know. That'd be interesting. I feel like you'd get acclimatized to it, just like weight training.
I feel like astronauts, though, go to outer space and then they end up getting like super fucked up, though. Don't they always come back super fucked up?
Yeah, they lose a lot of muscle mass and bone density. I think that's because the gravity is so less that your body, it goes kind of like into atrophy where you're not utilizing it. So your body's kind of like, oh, fuck it, we don't need it.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I actually am a super big fan of Elon Musk. I don't like listen to everything that he says word for word, but as far as like his influence on the world and how well he just like attacks things and creates progress, I'm not going to lie. I appreciate his agenda, but the rest of these fucking billionaires in the world just like hopping on trying to get to outer space and stuff, like I'm over it. Go take your billions of dollars and go fix like desalinization. Try to do some more influential, interesting things. Like quit trying to get on the Elon Musk bandwagon. We need another fucking billionaire to show up and just do something cool that nobody else is going to do. Who's that going to be?
Yeah, it always seems like it's just like a race who's going to get there faster or go further. It's like, yeah, been there, done that. Like, come up with something fucking cool, man.
Come on.
Do something cool.
Come on, guys.
Let's go.
So, Showtime, I picked you to come on the show because like we haven't gone through the process of picking who's won the best transformation. But I will say, anybody who's listening to this, guys, Showtime is part of our training group right now. And I watched you every single week showing the fuck up. And admittedly, like the one thing I've noticed in training thousands and thousands of clients online, there is what we call this peak and then a crash. And you have been steadily going up the entire time, not only as far as progress goes, but just showing up. And I was impressed. I was like, I got to talk to this guy. I got to get to know this dude better. And then I started kind of screwing around and looking at your Instagram. And it's like, dude, you've been doing this for a really, really long time. Like, you've been fit for a long time. Like, I was on my phone. I was like, I was like, when is he going to fucking quit? Like, where's the fat picture? Like, you've been in good shape for a long time. Like, I saw a video of you pulling 525 double overhand in 2021.
Yeah, that's my all-time PR for deadlift, and fuck, it was a struggle. I thought I was gonna bleed like you there.
But you're doing that.
Yeah.
You no questions asked could pull 545 right now. Because would you pull 495, 485 for a 4?
For 4, yeah.
Would you get 495 or 485?
Oh, 495, yeah.
Oh, dude, you got 545 in the tank, no problem.
Yeah, I think it's just working back up to it.
Yeah. The thing about heavy singles, in my mind, it's here. It's here. Because the difference in muscle recruitment And the difference in muscle recruitment of those last couple pounds is actually not that crazy. They've shown in studies that the average human being could actually squat 500 pounds, but like your muscle fibers will work that way. But basically, psychologically, people will not allow them to do it. Not a lot of people, I don't say this very often because I think people get the wrong impression of me, but the first time I ever deadlifted 500 pounds was on mushrooms. I just like, I had been lifting for such a long time and we had ate mushrooms and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go pull 500 pounds right now. Like I just was sitting there with my friends and
It's a mental switch.
Yeah, dude. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Because, we all sit here as people who are super freaks of fitness. Like, we love it so much. It doesn't ever fully leave your head. Like you could be sitting there having coffee with your girlfriend and she's like, oh yeah, my family did this. And you're sitting in your head. You're like, more plates.
Yeah.
More fucking plates.
45 plus 45 is 135.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You fucking know. So where did your journey start, dude?
Well, I've been playing sports my whole life, growing up, football, basketball, track and field, doing all kinds of stuff. And just being a young and dumb kid, I never actually took training seriously. I just kind of went off talent, just messing around, playing sports and stuff. And then I don't know, after going into a shitty place there, I was got addicted to drugs and like was heading off doing my own thing there. And then I think it was when I joined the military, actually, I was just like dead stop. I was like, shit's got to change or it's not going to continue. So fucking in the military, that's just part of it. When we show up for work, our first timing of the day is PT, physical training. First thing of the day is to work out and getting paid to work out. I mean, just to be able to do certain things that we do in the military, I wanted to excel at it. And then my competitive side is always trying to be the best of doing like, we got a certain test every year. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to top it. And just kept pushing to try and go. And then, I mean,
what do you do in the military?
I'm a combat engineer. So I get to blow shit up and.
Oh, really? So you're like an EOD kind of guy.
Yeah. So that's like one of the specialties in my trade. I'm more on the house of just route denial and like mobility, I guess, mobility and mobility denial. So building bridges, destroying bridges, cratering, which is like blowing a bunch of holes in the ground so people can't access a road. Or I did actually I was in North Carolina and was working with the Marines there last year. That was probably one of my favorite courses, doing urban breaching. So I was just going through learning how to attack a town and breach through windows and doors and stuff. And that was a lot of fun.
So globally, take this with a grain of salt. Globally, I don't think there's a lot of like machismo respect for Canada. Nobody really looks at Canada as this big bad place. But
no,
because of my professional career in competing, often the most savage athletes I've competed against come from Canada. I mean, I competed against Ryan Atkins for many, many years. He's probably the fittest person in the world that I know of that like most people don't know of. Like you could just put him in any room and he'll fight you to the death. You got Brent Fikowski, Pat Vellner. Like I competed against those guys, freaks from Canada. Jeffrey Adler from Canada too?
Yeah, I think he's from the Quebecois side.
Yeah. And it's like you've got these freaks, and that's just the male side. The female side of sport, like Claude Gadet, I think it was her name. Like there were so many freaks that we used to compete against from the Canada region. It's like, so what admittedly are you guys even preparing to go to war for? Like, are they actually even engaging in any kind of war front at any point in time, Canada?
So I'm not like qualified to speak on too many things. I'm more of like a grunt and stuff like that. It's basically just workup, just like everybody focusing in on what's going on over Ukraine, Russia kind of deal. And
have you ever been on tour? Has anybody gone on tour recently for Canada?
Well, the only time I've been over there is I was in Latvia in 2018, and that was kind of like building up a base there. So that's well known. A lot of people that it's like it's a big base there where there's a bunch of different countries and stuff like that.
I don't even know about Latvia. I know
That's pretty
nothing
cool.
about that. So tell me, like, for somebody in your position, it seems like you're starting to get pretty competitive. Like if I go to your page, like I'm gonna bring up something real quick, like present, share screen, boom, boom, boom. Like this thing
Oh,
right
there it
here.
is.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
like
that was
you're doing a fair amount of stuff. And did you actually complete this?
yeah, so that was I forget. I think it was in the springtime. I'm always just looking for some what's the next crazy thing? Try to find my physical mental limits. So yeah, I did that. I did the 1,000 pounds and then ended up running the 100 kilometers in it was 20 hours or just under 20 hours for the total.
Woo!
And I'm gonna try and break that later, but that time had to take breaks with the family and stuff like that, help out with the baby and stuff. But
I mean, dude, you
it
gotta
was
have a better total than 1,000 pounds. You're a fucking beast. You got over 500-pound deadlift, 400-pound squat, and you gotta have 300 on bench, don't you?
yeah. No, I'm not. Bench is my worst. Like shoulder issues been bugging me for like I don't know, probably from when I was just shitty form for a while, and maybe some of the work too. But bench
Long
is
arms, maybe.
285 right now, but I'm sure I can get 300 with what
Dude,
we've
look
been
at this
working on.
fucking arm vein right here. What is that about?
Yeah. So
Jesus.
that's my gun show arm. That's where if I ever do a competition, I'll just stick to that one side.
That one side, dude. Make sure all your
Yeah.
pictures. I mean, dude, you've been going at it for a really long time. Like, so just admittedly, like, how do you pick your inspirations? Because you got Shaun T right here. Like, he's clearly not like a hybrid
Yeah, that's
guy,
my
but
boy.
have you been in the beach body space for a while?
Well, that was one of my like the coolest experiences of my life there. We during COVID and stuff like that, like I had been doing a couple beach body things because with the wife and stuff, and over COVID we did a lot of that and stuff like that, and started talking with Sean and just casually, and actually he's a good buddy of mine. He just crushed friggin' 4 pro cards this last night, I guess, in bodybuilding, but yeah, so just like talking with him and stuff, doing those workouts. And then he invited me to go down to St. Louis to be up on stage with him, doing some live workouts. And man, that was an unreal experience. So,
Did you know that I used to be a beach body guy?
I do know that. I actually was checking out the Tough Mudder program there that you put together. I seen that.
Dude, that is like, you will piss blood if you do that workout program. Like, I will never forget my first time doing P90X and just being
Yeah.
like, I'm a stud. Like, I was like at the time, like 6-7% body fat, training for modeling. And I remember just like the abs, like doing the bananas and stuff like that, and the plyometrics program, the push-pull program. I'm like, this is brutal. And then I got to do my own, and I was like, there's no freaking way that I'm going to be considered one of the soft programs. I was like, I'm going to match
Yeah.
the intensity of
Stand out, do your
P90X.
thing.
Dude, it was insane. Like it
I was wondering that. Sorry. How'd you get into that? They just kind of approach you because of your crushing the Tough Mudder, or?
I'm going to speak very plainly. So that jersey behind, you see these 2 jerseys back there, that's Tough Mudder X, that's World's Toughest Mudder. So I've been competing in Tough Mudder since 2014 professionally, and TMX was the orange jersey over here. It's when they started to get this really big like contract with CBS. And when CBS came around, everybody really wanted to jump on the bandwagon. It was the first time our sport, like Spartan Race had been in ESPN and NBC, but Tough Mudder had never come into the TV realm. And once they got that TV time, everyone kind of got really excited. Beachbody immediately came in, and they're like, we want to do a program to get people ready for Tough Mudders. I think in 2016 or 2017, they had sold $100 million worth of tickets the year before, and something ludicrously humongous. And so they were flush with cash. Everyone's looking at the user numbers, and they're just like, okay, we got to get in on this. They approached me to do it. Yeah, they approached me to do it. And I had already been a Soul Cycle instructor. Like, I originally started as a trainer, and I had a group fitness background. So they approach me. I do the tryout. I get the job. And I'll never forget, like, I'm sitting at this desk with like all these executives, and they're just like, hey man, like they like, here's your offer, and it's huge. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And I didn't feel comfortable. So I just sat there and I looked them in the face and I was like, guys, do you know that Tough Mudder is about to collapse? And they're like, what? And I was like, I don't think Tough Mudder is going to make it, because I think they had just like overextended their platform, meaning like every single event now was no longer. Tough Mudder used to just be a 10 miler. That's it. Then they had the 5K, the dog 5K, the 5 miler, the 10 miler, the 12 hour, the 24 hour, and they would do it all in one course. And basically, like, it just got way out of control. And you'd show up to these events and they'd be like using plywood and duct tape to hold the obstacles together. Like, it just had started to crumble from the inside out. And they're like, no, it's not going to do that. So I did this project. And by the time the project went live, within less than 6 months of the project, like, my T-30 program going live, it had Tough Mudder filed for bankruptcy.
Oh, wow.
So it never really got the street cred that it was supposed to. So look at your boy right here. Dude, you talking about some high
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it was a sick program. I mean, see,
Yelling
look, that
there,
same
like,
jersey.
let's go.
You see this jersey right here? That's the fucking jersey in the background, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's cool, man.
I mean, it was great. I had the time of my life. And like, I can honestly say that I love this kind of work. But when I saw you up there, I was like, dude, I got to ask him about this. I wondered if you'd worked with him, because, I mean, they're all, these are the best of the best trainers in the whole world. Like, they know what they're doing. They know how to pump up the crowd. They're as good as it gets.
Oh, yeah. The energy there in St. Louis was absolutely unreal. It's like their big Beachbody summit. So all the different like Beachbody coaches and everybody there. It was down in St. Louis. It was like right on one of the main roads. I don't know what it is, but had the arch behind us. And then like as far down as you could see down the road, just packed with people, all like tight knit, just doing the workouts. Oh, it was that got me fired up. That was wild.
So it's just like the Burning Man of fitness. Like, what happens? Like, you guys just work out, and then does everyone just like hang out and hook up afterwards? Like, what's the story?
Yeah, like half Olympic Village, half Burning Man. So I guess they do all their individual workouts. You get to go do a live workout with all the super trainers, and then they have like all their own merch and stuff, different days. It was only like a weekend, and then there's one like what they call the super workout. So at the end of the thing, it was up on the big stage downtown, and it was like every trainer came up for like, I think it was like 15, 20 minutes, just like burn through a bunch of shit for everybody. And then they got to work out, the people that were there, like access passes, got to like work out with every single trainer that came up and do a thing.
I know that you're married, but I have 2 questions. One, who was the best trainer there?
Oh, my guy, Sean. My guy, Sean T, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so who was the hottest trainer there of the chicks? Because I met some of them in real life, and then you meet them in real life, you're like, oh shit, this is not the picture that I saw. I know you're married. I'm not trying to get you in trouble, but
no. I won't get in trouble for that. I'm trying to think. She's actually one of the newer ones that came out, or maybe she'd been there for a while. But blonde though, I can't think of the name.
But they're babes.
Oh yeah, well they're all extremely fit. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go through some of the sidelines over here just because there's people all asking these kind of questions. What's going on here? Plyometrics for OCR training? Yeah, I think it's good. Just watch out for your Achilles, bro. Where are you in Canada? This guy says right here from Halifax that you're from his neck of the woods.
Yeah, actually, I'm in New Brunswick, so I'm Halifax is about a 2-hour drive or 4-hour drive from myself. Yeah, that's like the Maritimes. So you got all the big provinces, and then you got 3 that are connected together, and we just called the Maritimes because we're not big enough to be on our own.
Are you northeast?
Yeah. So like I'm right connected to Maine. It's like a 3-hour drive to Bangor, Maine.
You're shitting me.
Yeah.
Dude, so we just got all of our products approved to ship to Canada. So you'll be the first person. We'll just send a bunch of product to you. I'm going to tell you
100%. Let's do it.
The minute that I send it, and I need you to text me the minute that you get it.
I got you.
That's the one. That's the one thing we got to figure out.
I just resupped an order. Actually, it was. Let me check my phone here. It said it got shipped out Wednesday. It said your order's on your way. So,
All right. But you've
and
got it
then
before?
I haven't got it before because it was like US mainly, and then
We just
but I
approved
gave
it.
been yeah. So I was super stoked, and then got the shirt coming too, and the sweat sport hat coming, the dad hat. Love it.
There you go, dude. There you go. There you
Represent.
go. Dude, yeah, next order's on me, dude. So just let me know next time. So we got
Oh,
right
fuck, I
here.
appreciate that, man.
This guy is trying to tease you. He said combat in real life or video game. Well, I think this guy's a real combat man.
Well, we're in peace times, and I'm just an engineer. I'm not like special forces or anything. So the only combat I get is at home if I stay out too late working out.
Yeah. So, I mean, how long have you been in the military?
This is my 10th year right now.
Oh shit! Are you gonna be like a career man?
Yeah.
You're gonna go for the 20?
Well, I mean, it's up in the air. Like I'm really trying to make a push for making fitness my career instead. I mean, there's like a magic 12-year mark that you can get a bunch of benefits after that. But like I started my own fitness company there, trying to do like events. I don't know if you've seen on there when you were checking stuff out. I got affiliated with High Rocks, so I have like just started that last year. I saw like kind of a empty space in mobile training, or like, so I have a trailer that I have hooked up with my truck and a bunch of equipment in there, so I can do like
sick.
mobile competitions and stuff right now. And then,
I mean, I think 𝗕𝗏𝗃's really, really good for that. I think 𝗕𝗏𝗃's really good for mobile competitions. I think putting on events of your own is the way to go, dude. Like I tell everybody, like the guy Ryan who used to work with us, he may start his own little mobile training business. Ryan, I don't know if you're still here in the comments, but yeah, dude, he would be absolutely amazing at it. He worked at Stride for a while. I mean, dude, I think that's the move. I mean, do you have enough time to split it 50-50? 60-30, 70-40?
It's pretty hard right now, just where with the wife and her job too. She's a paramedic, so most of the time she's like 4 days on, 4 days off, 2 days, 2 nights. So we're trying to work around that schedule. But it's yeah, I mean, I see here in the comments, but one right now, and she's pregnant. Next one's coming out, baby boy, in between October, November. We'll see.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah, dude. Are you 2 and done, or are you gonna keep on going? You filling up?
No, we're 2 and done. Get the magic.
Really?
One boy, one girl, and then yeah, it's too expensive to have too many kids.
How old are you now?
32.
Dude, you know what's so crazy is people used to have kids to produce more income, and now people are having less kids to protect the income that they're making.
Yeah, it's a crazy shift. I mean, the way everything's just like inflation, everything's getting so expensive, man. And like, then you got daycare, and because we both work, so I don't make enough for her to stay home yet. Maybe that's the end goal, have her be able to hang out at home, and maybe then.
I mean, you just got to diversify. Like so I just talked to my buddy, Matt Kempson. We both lived together from the years of 2018 up until 2020. And we would spend all this time together hanging out in the woods in Durango or Boulder. And like the homes that we lived in, the walls are made of like paper mache. They were just like dog shit. We lived on air mattresses. I lived on an air mattress with a blanket that I got from Walmart that said revved up and had like a truck on it. It was just ridiculous. I was buying children's blankets and stuff. And we had no responsibilities other than just like covering the bare necessities, which was food, travel, and the lights being on. That was basically it. And 2020 hit. We both kind of like our careers slowed down massively just because COVID stopped almost every kind of career. And then we kind of got out of there and shook the tree a little bit. And we were like, hey man, we can't be vulnerable like this anymore. We got to put ourselves in a position. So I went and started my supplement companies, the training companies. And now like we're at the point where I'm making more money than I ever have before, but the dollar doesn't add up anymore. Like it's worth 50 cents, if not 30 cents. And dude, I was talking to him and I was like, man, tell me a fun story about something you did recently that's not work related. Like he was just telling me, oh man, I just bought a house. I've been working on it so much and I did this and I did that at work. And I was like, what else you been up to, dude? And you end up in this position where all of a sudden you end up trying to just make every second of your time a way to make more money just so you can, like, you earn money, you spend time is what I like to tell people. So don't put yourself in a position where like all of a sudden, like, yeah, my wife's at home now and she gets to hang out with the kids, but I'm never at home with my wife.
Yeah, that's the boat balance is trying to find, because I don't want to be that guy that's just, work, and then not being able to hang out with the kids. Like my little girl, she's wild. She's hilarious. I love being able to hang out and play with her and take her to do shit. So I wouldn't want to compromise working all the time just for money, not to be home and, spend time with the family for sure. But I just got to keep figuring it out.
I want to shoot the shit with you more about your fitness and the goals. Like, so for
man.
somebody like yourself, how do you pick where you're going to get your influences from? Because it seems like when I was looking at your page, like you're somebody who's been very dedicated to fitness. Like, how do you, as somebody who's one, like very competitive, very physically fit, and seems to have like high goals and wants to run your own shit, like how did you decide to get into our group? And you don't have to talk about our group, but like how did you start your career and be like, hey, that's the person I'm going to follow, that's the person I'm going to learn from? Like, what's inspired you? What's taught you?
Well, I mean, it all started, I guess, like I was doing a lot of just regular lifting, kind of just being, bro lifting and stuff. And then actually the secret to the vein there is I got a blood clot in my arm. And after a bunch of testing and stuff, found out it's like I have a blood mutation. So I'm technically a mutant. That's why I can train so hard.
Sick.
But so I wasn't allowed to lift for a while. And I started getting to running. So I was like, I fucking do something. So I started running more and getting my times up, getting more miles on. While I was still waiting to figure out that, I was like, I want to, because I got to do something crazy. I was like, what's the crazy shit? And started looking at these FKTs and ultra marathons. So got into that for a bit. I did a couple ultra marathons. My best was in 𝗕𝗏𝗥 in Quebec there. It was like, did 13 hours through the Quebec mountains there. And from there, I like was able to lift again and got kind of in there. Actually, 2020, I was following Adam Klink, who I know you competed against that one time in, was it the Hamburg one?
Yeah.
Or Berlin? Yeah. So I was like checking that out and I was like, holy fuck, who's this dude smoking people? So that's actually when I first got a look at you and found out who you are. And I was like, man, that's like what I've been lifting. It's like, now I really enjoy running. This is like something that's kind of, combining the two. So I started looking at training that way. But I'm also just looking for different ways to find out how I can fuck myself up and have a good time doing it. I'm a man that likes to suffer. So I enjoy just kind of finding, I'm a little all over the place. Like I was training for a football tryout for Team Canada a little bit ago. And then the one in Halifax got scrapped. So I was like, well, there goes that. So back onto this kind of training and it's kind of a bit flow by flow and then seeing what's out there and trying to do something different, I guess. That's where the 1100 hybrid project came in there, that the 1,000 pound, 100 kilometers, trying to find different things. And I did my first High Rocks Chicago 2023 because I was like, I need to find a way to try one of these out.
How'd that feel?
So I went down. Oh my God, I was fucked up. It was 73 minutes. So for my first one, it was like, not too bad, but my legs were so toast after trying to run after doing that, like anything like the sleds. Cause I overexerted, didn't take enough breaks. Cause like, oh, I push sleds. Like I'm a football player. I'm good at this. Toasted. And,
that tends to be the thing, dude. I just witnessed like some of the people that tend to have the hardest time are people like you, or it's like you're big enough to do a lot of damage, but you're also big enough to do a lot of damage to yourself because you can get the sled all the way across the carpet the first push. You can probably get it across the carpet the second push. And then all of a sudden you just sober up and you're like, what the fuck have I done to myself? What have I done to myself?
Strategy.
And now all of a sudden it takes you 3 times as long to do the next two pushes. But it's one of those kind of things where, dude, if you line up your endurance, you'll be 65 or less next time.
Yeah. So that's the goal, is trying to get close to that range. I know it's going to take a while to knock some time off, but I mean, it was a couple years ago. I did my first marathon. I got 3:15.
It's solid.
So that's like not too bad for like 210, 205. And yeah, now it's like just trying to find what's next. I remember I was just kind of looking, and I was kind of plateaued for a little bit, just kind of doing training for like the hybrid type stuff, like the 𝗕𝗏𝗏 and stuff like that. And then when I seen your thing pop up and it was like the strength block sports performance, I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, if anybody's gonna get me through this plateau, it's gonna be this guy.
Yeah, I
gotta go with the champ.
I'm glad that you came in. I mean, like, it's crazy to see the amount of results that people have had in that chunk of time. Like, dude, these pictures are fucking crazy. This is so embarrassing. Look at this. I was such a pussy. I cannot believe I let myself get this way. I couldn't even tell. But, dude, look at this. This is me after World Championships. You see how tiny I am?
Yeah,
this little boy meat. Look at my legs and my shoulders.
Dude, your shorts are too long, so you can't see the full legs. But
yeah, but dude, like, look at that. That's me.
At
the end of summer.
Beefcakes.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, look at the back shot. So crazy. This is by far the most devastating thing. Look at that bitch back.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a small child. Like, if you saw like a 5-year-old
trying to squeeze it together to get flex
out of the shower, dude. Look at that back, dude.
Yeah. See, in the first one, it was like you're trying to squeeze the back to like make the wrinkle, like make it look more. There, you can tell you're out wider and just got the ripples going.
Yeah, dude.
Huge.
And man, I was going around the world this summer. Not great diet, not great sleep, barely being able to get into the gym and get the equipment that I really needed to do this stuff. So with the least amount of opportunity possible, I got still insane gains. And I watched so many people do it. And now what I really try to do, and this is why we call ourselves an academy, is because we try to really educate people rather than just give you a napkin with workouts. The next piece that we're going to work with you guys on is this base builder phase, where it's like now all of a sudden you have this fucking hammer that you've been just polishing, getting ready to go to war with. And now you have to get the energy to fucking swing it all day long. We don't want you shit in the bed in the first 5 minutes of the fight. So the next chapter is going to be really dope. The 30-minute time trial on Monday, I think it's going to shock a lot of people. We're going to basically put in our group. This is something I'm just telling everybody who's part of our group watching this. We're going to pick somebody in the group. Everybody take a picture of your Strava, put it in the group, and we're going to basically raffle off one person, give a shit ton of builder away to that athlete. But make sure you're active. When you do your time trial, take a screenshot of it and put it in the Facebook group. Yeah,
I got to get back on that Strava. I got rid of it a little bit ago, so I have to get that back up and going so I can make sure I'm clocking all that stuff.
Because you're getting too addicted?
Yeah. No, I just it was like I don't even know. I was like had so many connections on like different shit, and I got fucking lazy. I was like,
dude, I mean, sometimes raw dogging it is pretty cool. So near the end of my training for World Championships, I knew my numbers were starting to go south. I already knew. And I psychologically just like couldn't be looking at my numbers decreasing. So I just got an old shitty Timex and I was wearing it. And 5 weeks into like just wearing that Timex, I'll admit, like, I felt so good. Just a Timex, start, stop, and
just getting to work.
Yeah, dude, that to me is ideally like the way I think most people should train. Obviously, you do need to start measuring things. Otherwise, you have no level of accountability or measurement to basically find out if you're improving. But for me,
yeah, for sure,
a Timex is where it's at. And dude, how do you feel about this? This is something I really figured out this summer because we were in so many bro gyms. Have you tried lifting steel plates versus bumper plates?
I was actually just listening to a little while ago about your guys' conversation on that, and I 100% agree that steel plates are heavier for sure. I mean, we have some at our base gym, and I think I'm gonna start switching over just to kind of like get the feel for it again, because like after you started talking, I was like, shit. I was like, all I have is bumper plates. It's like maybe my PRs are shit too.
Dude, I swear to God, like I feel like the CrossFit community came together and they're like, hey man, like let's take about 5-10% off this weight so that everybody thinks that they're hitting PRs. I can't imagine it's 5 to 10%, but a couple pounds per plate. Because in reality, man, I would just end up in some of these gyms and I'd be trying to move and I'm like, dude, I've got 245 on the bar right now and I am struggling at 2 reps. Like, this is crazy. This makes no sense. Like, I cannot remember the last time I pulled over 4 steel plates on each side. I don't even know if I could. Like, I'm scared to go to the gym downtown in Malibu and put 4 steel plates on each side and go for a deadlift, because
see what fucking happens.
how shattering would that be if we both just go to fucking pulls those steel plates and we're just like, oh no, this is cement. Yeah.
Back pop.
Do you do a lot of calisthenics?
Not so much, other than like pull-ups, push-ups, because like military. So it's like a lot of what we do, but
yeah,
not too much right now. No.
So I set the world record last year off of basically just like a calisthenic block. I would do like very, very little weightlifting, and I was doing a Murph training block. And I think that something for you is being a bigger guy, getting that capacity up. Something like I was talking about yesterday. It's like people will take 5x5 strength training programs, and then what they do is they're like, yeah, I'm fucking super strong and I jog a bunch. But it's that range in between where it's like the 5x5 will get you this far, but then all of a sudden that range afterwards, where the accumulation of lactic acid and muscle tension starts to stretch out way further, where the average high rock station is 4 minutes. If you're not doing that kind of capacity, man, like, it fucks you up. So I was thinking about that and saying to you, I was like, if you put in a little bit more calisthenics into your training, like specific with a weight vest on, kind of like Goku style, you'll have a big pop.
Well, I think I've been looking at getting a vest for a while. I think it's time to invest. But actually, it's funny. One of my training partners there, he's 40, one of my old bosses, and he shout out Sean. He's a machine. He'll do his 10K every day, and I think it's like every K, it's like 40 push-ups, 40 squats every K.
Yep.
And he pushed more on the bench press than I did. And I was like, it's those fucking push-ups, man. Just constantly just going. Now I start doing it in between sets. I'm like, got to get more on.
I think it's volume, dude, and I'm starting to get that back. Like, for the past couple of years, I got really, really addicted to this heavy lifting, where I think the fittest I actually ever was in 2022, where I was just doing a lot of high capacity CrossFit stuff with some very baseline strength stuff. And I'm going to go back to that. Like, I think I got so hung up because I've added so much muscle mass in the past 2 years. Even though I'm getting better high rocks times, I think I'm just better at doing high rocks. I'm not necessarily a better hybrid athlete at this point.
Oh,
You know, interestingly enough, the year that I got that CrossFit Games jersey, when I trained like a pro CrossFitter, it was the least fit I ever was. Because
really?
Yeah. I mean, listen, the thing is like, you have to spend so much time working on skills. You're not actually working on what I believe is capacity and enough. So like, the guys, I think if they probably pulled a little bit of skill out of the CrossFit Games and maybe kept, like, it still needs to be there because it is part of the CrossFit Games. Like, if I just focus less on the skills and maybe did it like once a week and then spend 5 days a week working on capacity and get 1 day rest, I would have been way better of an athlete. And that's the way that I train now. Like, that jersey right there, that 1 miler, I was a mutant, an absolute mutant. I'm talking about that the same year that I was wearing that orange jersey, I ran a sub 15-minute 5K in the middle of a 13-mile race.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the speed I need to get up to.
What's your 5K right now?
My PR was last year. I think it was 18 something. So it's not very fast.
You could break under 17 minutes. You could break under 18 minutes, literally probably about 6 weeks into this block.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's one of those mental things too, about just kind of like pushing, and once you do it, then you're like, fuck, I can do it. And that's one of the I'm excited for this base builder. I got a couple races on the dock now, and I'm excited to get that the engine going and build up to that. So
hey, before we end up getting out of here, I want to go over some jock talk. I got to bring up some fucking crazy records. So give me a second here.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I can't ignore these things. They're too gosh darn sexy to not talk about. Yo, so check this one out. Let's go share screen. Share screen. Boom. Hope it doesn't get loud. The guys just got here. Okay, so boom. Boom. Are you seeing this?
Yeah.
So, dude, this chick right here just
Greatest
ran
I've
a
ever seen.
238. 238.52. Look at that. Marathon at the end of an Ironman. She just broke the Ironman marathon record with an 8:04. 8:02. Dude, I just don't get it. Like, why are these girls getting so
what
fucking
marathon?
fast? So, dude, she did an Ironman.
2:30. Yeah.
She did an Ironman at the end of her time for the Ironman was 8:02. Just to give you context, I did a 10:24. And, you know, a lot of it's like skill and capability on having a really nice bike and having like really good run, like swimming skills. But the marathon is just
get you there.
raw fitness. Like if we're all wearing super shoes, there's nothing she has that I don't. The fact that she ran a 2:38, which is 22 minutes faster than my best marathon time. I mean, that is fucking terrifying.
After all that swimming and biking too, like holy.
I just don't get it. I mean, like, have you done an Ironman yet?
No, that's one thing I would really like to try, but I got to get in the pool. I think I'm extremely fit until I get in the pool, and then I'm humbled so fast.
Ah, dude, don't even bother with a fucking pool. It's for the birds. I hate the pool, dude. All right, so that was a female Ironman record. This guy again, dude. This is so fucking crazy.
Oh yeah,
this dude right
he's
here,
making money off himself.
so sick.
Yeah, the guy just keeps breaking his own record every fucking year or twice a year.
I mean, so dude, if you saw this dude outside at a bar, shout out, dude, sponsored by Puma. If you saw this dude at a bar, you would not think twice about him. You would be like, this guy's a stud. Like, look at him. He's a boy.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense. I'm just like, it's not this assuming, like, what a mutant. Yeah. But
no, like, oh, look at this fucking athlete.
Dude, he just broke the world record again. You know that he's broken the world record 10 times now? I think since 2019.
Yeah, all his own records. I was looking at this guy the other day, and it's just by just enough to keep. Next time he keeps going up, he's getting like 100K every time he breaks the record. So he's made like a mil off himself.
Oh yeah, dude. Hold on, let's see here.
So huge.
𝗕𝗟𝗓𝗏.
That's one thing that would have been really cool doing. We never had any kind of that up here in Canada, or at least in my end.
𝗕𝗟𝗓𝗏. This guy right here. Now, they believe that he could have cleaned over 600 pounds, but because of the way that things were set up in the USSR back then,
Jesus,
he got a bonus every single time he broke the world record. So he would only bump it up by 1 kilo per event. I mean, dude, the guy he has the most astounding records. Like everything he's done is just freaky. This is such a thin record. Hey, dude, give me 30 seconds. I got to come right back. Steal Joe, tell everybody nice things about me.
Yeah, no worries. Hey guys, did you see how good Hunter's looking today? My God, that hat sweater combo. How's everybody doing out there? I seen one question here. Ask him when he's putting on the next Deca Strong in Fredericton. So if you're still here, Halifax, looking at trying to do it like soon. Just trying to work out a new venue. But we have a 𝗲𝗏𝗥 PFT coming up here soon. That'll be within the next couple weeks once I get the wall ball targets up on the trailer. And then we're going to be working in doing a half 𝗲𝗏𝗥s too. So if you're interested in those, man, I would say we'll keep following that the page there, and that detail will be up here soon. We'll get that half 𝗲𝗏𝗥s going up here in Fredericton.
Fuck, dude. I don't know what you said. Hopefully it was nice stuff. But dude, this guy right here,
told you it looked good.
It was genius, man. It was genius, and he got paid so much money by Russia. I mean, he's just a freaking freak, dude. He set 80 world records, so you got to figure every single time he set a world record, man, the dude's getting some ludicrous amount of money.
during the early walkers.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Just
I don't know
like
how they don't have.
each time, that's playing the long game right there, man. Once you figure out you get that bonus.
Yeah. What was this one? Oh, dude, look at this sport. Now, this is why I want to be in different countries around the world. And this is like if my whole village watched me come out to compete in something like this,
Oh,
this
that'd
is
be
what.
cool.
Oh, do they have this kind of stuff in Canada?
No.
What do you call this?
What is he even? He's just how far he can reach out on the pole.
Yeah, dude,
Jesus,
think about
the
it.
core strength, man. My
That's what
God.
I'm saying, dude. So like, this is like the hardest ab wheel you've ever done.
Yeah,
And
max out.
Because you got to figure, ideally, it'd be a lot easier if you were really, really tall. But typically, people that are really tall, like myself and you, we probably don't have the ability to hold our core and be able to reach out as far as he does.
Because you can see he's almost even going like anytime you ab wheel, like you kind of do have like a bit of a curve. He looks like he's curving the other way and like stretching out even more.
Dude, look at his arm. Look how ripped that left arm is. I mean, do you see the striations in his muscle?
Jesus.
That dude's got to be like 4% body fat. I got to imagine
Forearms
like
are crazy.
Yugoslavia, Latvia, somewhere, wherever the fuck you had your base building.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the Middle East there. I seen one cool one too, is like they kind of like the pole vault where they have to go across the river and then fucking launch themselves as far as they
yeah,
go.
those are really, really cool. Dude,
Yeah.
so ideally I would love to be able to go around the world and like go compete in all these things when I'm retired and have a television show. And that was like my dream.
That's crazy. Yeah, because there's so many different competitions that nobody knows about, man. And all over the world, they have like their own thing that's different feat of strength or endurance, kind of like even just like mentally fucking exhausting.
Fighting, training, all this stuff. Dude, did you see this? This dude just set the world. So he lost the 1500 meter, wins in the Olympics. Humongous loss for him. Took 4th place. Then he comes back, wins the Olympic 5,000 meter, and then like 2 weeks later, he comes and breaks the hardest event in track and field, which is the 3,000 meter record. And it was a record that stood for 28 years, man.
Holy. Yeah, so
dude.
what would he be doing per K there? Because holy.
I mean, per K, you got to figure. I mean, it's got to be like 2:15 or something ridiculous.
That's
like
a sprint.
He did his. So this training cycle want to break 3:15 on bench and break 3:05 on my power clean in the same day that I do a sub 10 2-mile. This guy's 2-mile time while going through this record was 7:54. So this guy will beat my time by over 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
That's insane.
He's such a fucking thug, man. Like, it's just insane. And he's planning on going out and breaking all of the other records. Like, he wants to break the 1,500 meter record, the mile record, the 5,000, the 10,000. He made the statement that he's going to go after all of them.
Hey, man, that's what you got to do. You got to set those goals high and give you something to chase for, and that's why
I'm going to come back and beat the fuck out of everybody this season.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Ball pony's back. Getting thick. Getting ripped.
Dude, I'm at 218 right now.
Holy fuck.
I'm at 218. I feel so good.
That's a lean 215.
Oh man, I feel good, dude. I took the last 2 weeks off.
Good.
Yeah, I took the last 2 weeks off. I kind of made that post in the group. I was like, man, guys, I just got to shoot you straight. The summer took a little bit more out of me than I thought it would. I'm taking 2 weeks off, and I'm going to start September 2nd with everybody else because I just don't want to show up tired. That's the last thing you want to do is like I run that a lot with people that come into our training company. They show up to us broken and tired, and then they're like, hey, man, why is this training program not working? And I'm like, dude, you did this to yourself.
So that's one of the things I really enjoyed was like having the programmed in deload week and like kind of in that phase right now too. I think that's what allowed me to just keep pushing. Cause usually I've been just kind of like going. And maybe that's why I was plateauing. I just wasn't taking the proper deload to actually rest, the nervous system and everything like that, especially when you're pushing so much weight.
Yeah, dude.
And that's
almost everybody who reaches plateaus is not near their physical limits at all. It's intensity, rest, and food. So
yeah.
you're either clearly not training intensely enough, and most people don't. Like when I was going around teaching all these seminars, I would go into the room and I'd be watching these guys with like 8-packs and these girls with these big butts and tight waists, just kind of like moving in as if they were in like a film montage, like a training montage. I was like, give me a little bit more. Give me a little bit more. And they just didn't know how to get there. They didn't know how to touch that gear. And then I would also ask them, I say, guys, how many steps do you have on your watch so far today? And a lot of people would be way over 10,000 steps already that day. And then I would ask them how much they were eating. And I was like, think about how much activity you're doing all day long, how little you're eating to match that. And then you're wondering why you don't have the energy to keep on building and growing and getting faster. So,
yeah.
I mean, and then the last thing, sleep. And that's the one thing I will admit of everything that I have going on, I don't have locked in that well.
Yeah.
You good with it?
I agree. Same here. Yeah.
I'm like, I just don't sleep long. I sleep well. I go to bed. Like last night, I went to bed at 10:30. I was up at 4:30 this morning. And I just like woke up. I didn't nothing disturbed me. I just was up. You?
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing. I think that's my military life, going working late and then getting up. And now after 10 years, it's just built into me that I just don't sleep long very well either. Or I sleep well, but yeah, not long at all. I'll just be up and good to go. Actually, I've probably been getting more sleep this last couple weeks the last few weeks because I've been just training so hard, but just fucking tires me out. I'm getting up and I'm like, fuck, man. But needed the extra sleep, which was good. And I think that's another thing that had helped me have the results that I did. Food too. I needed to taking that from you, just pounding the food to me because
I mean, dude, look at you. You're lean as shit. Like you can tell you got a lean structure and food's not making you fat. It's just fueling you for your next hard work.
Yeah, exactly.
So just as we're exiting here, just so we can stay in touch with you, like what are your, let's just like do some flybys. Like what are your next big goals?
I want to hit the podium for Toronto. That'd be cool for my age group.
Yeah.
That's a goal. I mean, it's coming up quick, but
open
I'm going to try hard.
You going pro?
No, I'm just going to do open right now. I'm kind of at that stage where I want to make sure I master the first level before I try to move up too far and get, my ass kicked. So,
yeah. And what time do you think you're going to go for?
I think 65 would be like around that range would be good. I mean, obviously I want to go as close to 60 as possible, but I think realistically it's been over a year since my last one. And I think the way I've been training, I mean, especially with the base builder helping out too and putting on all this extra strength, I feel like I can get there. Just got that mental switch, gotta push through it.
Is it in October?
Yeah, October 5th weekend.
Oh, you'll fucking crush that. That's the week that I have my ultra distance mountain bike.
Oh, fuck.
God, no, I'm not going to complain. Okay, and what's the next way people can connect with you face to face? It sounds like you're going to try to put some events on. Do you have anything coming up?
Well, yeah. While you're away, one of the guys was asking about any Deca Strongs in Fredericton. I'm actually going to do like a quick PFT for HYROX to kind of get the word out more about that, get people trying that out. And then on my socials there, I'll have the progress and stuff. I do have my business page where I'll be showing more of in the coming weeks of an actual half HYROX coming up. So
fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. If we can support it all, let us know and we'll put it in the show notes. And also we'll just kind of, if anybody's looking for stuff like this, definitely just go to our Facebook group, House Training Members, and you can get in there and we share everything that our clients are doing and everybody's kind of communicating. It's just like our version of like a hybrid community. What's 𝗟𝗏𝗏? Cardarine? I can take
drops to my throat.
Sounds like this guy's talking about sex stuff. What is it? How do you spell it? CARDARINE. What RNE? What is this? Cardinine? Ooh, this seems like somebody is taking something that would be on the banned list. Is a banned artificial substance looking to improve metabolism. Yeah, dude. The fuck? Sounds like Steve knows just taking this like a pussy. Listen, dude. We're a natty group, you bitch ass.
Yeah,
listen, I'll just admit.
Put in the work.
If you want to cut corners and get on that sauce, dude, do it. But enhanced performance, it's banned and they don't test, let's be honest. So you're just admitting that you're going to take cheating substances because you don't get PITS tests? You sound like a pussy,
but
dude.
then like you'd know that you're cheating. That's
dude, you're a bitch ass.
You take all those extra things, that especially if it's banned. I mean, how good are you going to feel about your results? It's like if you do win a competition, it's like, well, yeah, but I fucking cheated, so.
Yeah, this guy just seems upset. Now he wants to call me out as a juice head, and then he's looking to me for advice about these cheap dope drugs that he's taking. You bitch ass bitch. And then Nick said that it says it's not safe for humans. I mean, listen, dude, I think you could do whatever the fuck you want. Like, ultimately, at the end of the day, I put in way worse drugs in my body than performance enhancers, and I'm still beating everybody's bitch ass. So it's like,
yeah,
whatever, man. Make your choices. Train however the heck you want. But ultimately, I had this conversation with somebody the other day, and he was like, so why wouldn't you dope? And like, for me, there's two things. Like, one, I believe in like an honor and fairness. Like, if you're going to show up to a knife fight, don't bring a gun. We agreed on knives. Like, that's it. Like, that's it. Like, that's our game, dude. If we're all agreeing that we're going to do something, we're going to do something. And anything inside of that is fair. But I don't believe in having these kind of like behind the scenes ways of enhancing. I know many athletes that I've competed against that use things that are technically within the guidelines of reality and not illegal, but we both know that they're fucking cheating and they probably don't feel good about it, but I'm not going to do it. It's not my fucking gag. The other thing is like, I actually come from a family of lineage of athletes, and it's like, we actually do care, and it's part of my family name. Like, I'm not going to be the person to disgrace this thing. I'm going to be the person that lifts it up. Like, every time I put a jersey with my name on it, it represents the people before me and the people ahead of me. And like, there's nothing I'm going to do to cheat that family name because I'm a pussy. Like, I'm willing to admit that there's sports that I cannot compete in. If I wanted to get into powerlifting or strongman or any of that kind of stuff, I need to take performance enhancers because I will never match these people. But in my sport, I feel comfortable to know that I don't need to take anything and I could beat everybody's ass. And there's going to be a day that somebody comes out and beats me so badly that I can't surpass it. And I just have to accept that. But right now, just drinking Builder Sports products, beer, and coffee, fucking good enough for me.
Doing his thing. Yeah.
Yeah. This guy said, I ain't human. I'm a little pussy alien, but I just think that 𝗲𝗏 needs better testing. So this guy is literally coming after us saying that he wants to take doping drugs, and now he's claiming that 𝗲𝗏 doesn't have better testing. You sound like every other pussy that I know. Usually what I run into when I run into people that are complaining about testing a lot is just an insecure person who just doesn't feel confident enough to do it on their own. And some people don't have the genetic capability of doing it on their own at all. But like Showtime, like I've watched this guy move weight and he's just been hustling for years. Like I went back through his page and this dude's just been lifting for years. And you're just somebody who probably spends too much time on YouTube when there's dudes that are just putting in work. Like that's the reality. Yeah. And it's the person that lasts the longest that is going to do the best. And there's a reason why my records now are better than they were 5 years ago when I started in 𝗲𝗏. It's just because I've been doing 𝗲𝗏 for such a long fucking time. I just kept on getting incrementally better. Yeah, dude, it's the principle called Kaizen. It's a Japanese term of just like forever improvement. And yeah, it's one of these kind of things where if you can follow that principle, you'll always get a little bit better.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, brother. We're gonna bounce.
Fucking
Everybody,
huge mug on you,
dude. You like this thing? Won this
yeah,
in the
that's fucking deadly.
Dude, New York City record holder for the Stein holding contest. Everybody knows.
Yeah, holding out a full one.
Yep. And the next couple of weeks, there is going to be the Choke the Chicken contest at Lake Arrowhead. I am the last year's champion. Yeah.
Oh fuck, eh? What are you actually choking the chicken?
No. I mean, yes, jerk off.
How
In front
many
of
you can get
everybody.
in?
Yes. But no, you take a chicken. So it's like a Stein holding contest. I don't know why they don't do the Stein, but instead they take a chicken that they fill, like a rubber chicken that they fill with buckshot. And
Oh, okay.
from there, you hold it out in front of it as long as you can. And they have the overall champion of the weekend. You're looking at him. You're
Returning
fucking
champ.
looking at him.
You got to show up again.
Dude,
See, that's
I'm
what's cool.
training
You got to
super
do
hard.
things for fun too, right?
Yeah, I'm training super hard
Yeah.
though, guys. Let's just be real. I'm training hard, and if anybody wants to come meet me in Lake Arrowhead and show me up, I'll smoke your bitch ass. I don't care if you're world's strongest man. I don't care if you're an Olympian. I don't care who you are. I'm taking you out.
Let's go.
Yeah. Anybody who's also looking, guys, go to buildersports.com. It's 25% off the whole site until September 2nd. And also our training cycles, base builder, hill runner, HPT, all of our training programs for house training are launching and starting on September 2nd. You guys don't want to miss out on this, or you're going to look at fat and flabby like Steve No. And we all know that dude's a bitch,
Yes,
so
sir.
don't be him. Join the team, baby. Showtime. It's good seeing you, man. We'll be supporting you from afar.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you for having me on here, man. It's been great talking with you. You're the fucking man. And yeah, super stoked for this next one.
Fuck yeah, dude. We'll see you soon. All right, everybody. We'll catch you.